What's going on, everybody? How you doing on this just absolutely gorgeous Saturday here in Detroit, Michigan? And don't mind me here as I'm just switching over some sharing this live with some other channels. So just bear with me for a second, but just wanted to jump on here, man, and chit chat a little bit. In 1 second, um, was out enjoying some of this beautiful Detroit weather. And look who I see here. Jacqueline. And there you are. See that? I can always count on you, man. You're awesome, man. I appreciate you for uh for everything, man. And I have to do my update. You know what? Every time I seem to come on here and it still cracks me up because I didn't even realize I was doing it. I jump on as soon as I come on. My usual routine. Hey, how you doing? I'm Manny Vitale, host of My Fight or War and co-host of Music and Mayhem with my brother Skylar Ray. And of course, that I jump into it's a beautiful day here in Detroit. And you know what? It doesn't matter if it's sunny and 80, if it's cloudy and rainy, if it's 20 below. Any day above ground after what we've gone through, it's a beautiful day. So today's no different, man. It's we're finally into springtime here in Michigan, and Michigan way, no better day to welcome spring than with some snow. So that's had some snow flurries going on earlier, and but right now sun's shining. Went out and did got this morning started um, pretty good. Let's see what do we got going on here. Today's just gonna be shoot the shit Saturday. What do you say, Jacqueline? Try my best because you always manage to go live and it makes my day brighter. The weather is amazing here in Mississippi as well. Well, I tell you what, I appreciate that. And you know what, Jacqueline, I cannot wait because you know what's going to happen in a few months now, don't you? We are all going to be hanging out in Athens, Alabama. We are going to be with my sister Lori and the family and the friends in Athens, Alabama. We're going to be supporting her and all the amazing people, the family down there, and her battle that she's been just spearheading for a long time. And I just love her. And there you go, June 7th. Yeah, this is really going to be something. My Fight or War is something that I'm extremely proud of. I formed My Fight or War on January the 9th, 2023. And for those of you who know, who follow me and have heard my story, know why. Um, but there's a lot of people that have no idea who I am, and they have no idea what My Fight or War is, and we want to change that. And that's because the more we do that, the more people we're reaching, the more people that we're helping to realize that you're not in this alone. And it doesn't have to be dealing with addiction. I've had people say that must get a little old, or must get depressing, or might just talking and about uh, addiction and the stories that go along with it. And no, it's not depressing. It's it's anything but, man, because it it opens people's eyes. All of us in here, I hit on this the other night that I form My Fight or War for anybody and everybody who's dealing with addiction, mental health issues, and anything that's basically screwing up your day. It doesn't have to have a diagnosis or a title so we just have bad days. And there's platforms that it's like, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what we are all about, and that's it. And that's fine, man. I will never ever disrespect anybody for their show, their platform, and the way they run it. Never. It's yours and yours to do what you want to do. Just like with me and My Fight or War, what we do is here there is no in your face cookie cutter answer that this is what you're going to do. If you don't do what we say, you're going to fail. That'll never happen here. what we do here is we talk, you know, all of you guys, part of this amazing family, man. We come on, and those who want to come on and share their stories. Jacqueline, you know what I'm talking about. And those of you who have been following my fighter award know what I'm talking about. We just had a great story on with one of our family members, a new family member, Eric Mortz, was just on Friday. And he's still reaching out as of this morning. Hit me up again. Just extremely happy and very appreciative that he had a chance to have his voice heard. And I was surprised how many people that reached out that I've talked to and have come on the show that um, told me that they reached out to other shows, other platforms, and were basically told, you know what, I just don't think that we're going to get enough viewers to make it worthwhile having you come on. Man, that pissed me off. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You know what? My fighter war is not about numbers. It's not about views. It's not about popularity contest. It's not what I started this for. I started this to help people, um, not to sit there and who is going to give me the best show to give me the best numbers to promote. This is not me, me, me. Hell no. I've said it before and I'll say it again. My fighter war and this here, it's not about me. It's not I and me. It's us and we. That's what it is. It's family, man. And there we are right here. My brother Donald and Tyler, Jacqueline, we're all this family is growing. And I'm so just honored and proud and privileged to be part of this, man. Never in a million years, never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that someone like me could come up with something. Annie Lee, oh my God. I gotta bring this to a screeching halt. My girl here, Annie Lee, she be you know what? I just kind of caught me off guard here because Annie um is actually the very first person from My Fight Our War. And actually it's before My Fight Our War became a family. Before I started and before I created and formed My Fight Our War, before I would go to work on Mondays, I'd hit the gym and then I'd go to this park and about an hour before work and I'd go and I'd walk and just enjoy the fresh air. And I would post on my page just some positive stuff and just kind of like what we're doing now, but I just did it on my personal page. And out of nowhere, I got this response, from other people, responding back and forth. And it just started to grow. And every morning I would do the same thing. And all of a sudden, I stopped doing it for a couple days, and I started getting feedback like, "Hey, how come you stopped doing this?" And it was like, "Wow, this was really neat." So I kept doing it, and I met this amazing person, Annie, and she was having a rough time. And like I said, this is before My Fight Our War existed. This is probably what, a year or two before that, Annie, and she reached out and started talking about how my post meant a lot to her and some of the things I was saying, and we started exchanging some messages. And uh, one faithful day, man, she reached out and said she needed someone to talk to because she was in a very bad way. And I said, call me. So called, and I'm not going to go into anything without, I'm not going to tell your story or put words into your mouth. I would never do that to anybody, but Annie was having a real rough day that day and was this close to drinking. 4 hours. Yeah. Yeah. We were talking and just, she needed somebody. And th- that was the beginning of this. This is so freaking cool. You can share it if you would like. Okay. Well, I'm just really, it takes a lot to get me speechless. You guys that know me know that. But seeing Annie on here really it really makes me happy because she's literally the first. Everyone always knows Heidi is the first member of my fight I wore, which Heidi Sullivan, but Annie was part of this before, and so she called, and as I am recalling here, was pretty upset and was gonna drink, and I didn't tell her don't drink. I didn't tell her don't do this or else you'll feel like this. No, man. I just the first God, I don't even know half hour, we I listened and I just let her talk and let her talk and talk and talk, and I could just hear the intensity in her voice, and I just let her just she just kept going, and then all of a sudden I could feel and hear the difference, man, that she was calming down. I could just hear and just our words, our never met, never talked to her before that, just in our post that you read from mine. And long story short, she didn't drink. And we became very close and kept in touch. And here she is. I was just about to say, I remember, um, yeah, she was, well, I wasn't, wow, this is, man, this is something. Um, she was in that parking lot. You could see what the plan was, and I knew it was bad. And it was just one of those things where I needed her just as much as she needed me, and we just talked and talked and talked, and obviously she didn't take the pills, and she didn't drink that bottle, and she's here right now with us, and I'm so proud of her. And she has done so much in her sobriety. She has helped so many people with her sobriety. She has. I can't. I mean, I need you to come on and share. But like right now, man, if you'd like to. Just some of the accolades that you have accomplished, man, as far as your meetings, the people that you have touched. Um, there you go. Look at this. This is Annie. So glad you're here with us. We are Amazing Warriors. Look forward to seeing you in your post. And it's just unbelievable that I always say our words mean so much. They really do. Our words can save people's lives, and by doing that, we've got just a truly amazing person in Annie. And in these years that have passed, God, Annie, how long has it been? I mean, since that day, I'm sure you probably remember. I can't remember that day. I mean, what date it was, but if you happen to remember, what was it, like 4 years ago, or I'm not even sure. Um, but man, unbelievable. 604 days. You are just amazing, man. To go from that conversation that day, to go from that state of mind to where you are now, and like I said, the people that you have helped and are continuing to help is just incredible. Whoever thought we'd be here, Annie? After that day, after talking through a lot of different things that have happened, and here we are, and here you are, and with this whole family, and I'm just so proud of you. I am so damn proud of you, and everybody here. You know, I we got to get you on here and live if you want, and to tell your story as only you could do it. I mean, it's totally your call, but we'll chit chat but yeah, you got man. I tell you, you know, people are like, shit. This is the most flustered I've ever heard, Manny, and so that's what you did there, Annie. You got me kind of taken back here, and I love it because I definitely would rather have it this way than any other way. Baptized chair meetings. Yes, he did, and you are helping so many other people. Just the change in you is just so unbelievable. You know, to go back and think about that day, um, that conversation when you were in that parking lot, the state of mind, just your whole demeanor, and then just over the years that have passed, and just seeing everything that you have done, first and foremost for yourself, but then the people and just the support. What do we got here? Absolutely. Then okay. Well, I tell you what. Um, I'm pretty sure you've got. We will definitely chit chat, get together and talk. Um, Most likely tonight, and we'll line it up because your story, just like all the everyone else's, has to be told. But that was intense. That was so freaking intense that day. Um, I had no idea what to expect when. I mean, you could tell by the messages that were going back and forth that it was pretty intense. You were driving around, and I just remember getting a message that you were gonna. Didn't you? I think you ended up, instead of going, you went and got a Subway, or for some reason, grabbing a sub popped into my mind. But yeah, it's unreal. Katie, how you doing, Katie? Katie, I want you to meet someone very special to me, which is Annie Lee right there. Annie Lee, um, let's just say, was someone who probably was the inspiration to my fight our war. Um, well, this is for both of us. Um, but Katie, Annie Lee, was having a rough time, and this is Katie. This is before my fight our war started, and she was having a very rough time, and she reached out, and we talked. And I don't know if you saw, if you just popped on here, Katie. This is right here. How bad it got when that day when she reached out to me was right here. That's what was going on. She was in the Walmart parking lot with pills and a bottle and about to end it. And she reached out, and we talked and we talked and talked. And now here she is, just an amazing, amazing, beautiful person inside out, who is constantly, daily helping so many people. And it's just such an honor for me, just to, first of all, when I looked down and I saw your name, you know, I think you could tell by my reaction. So that's Annie. And Annie, this is everybody. And you are such an inspiration. And it means the world to me that you're here. It means the world to me that Katie and Don and Tyler and John and Donald and everybody, man. This family is amazing. And there's my brother, Mr. Positive himself. Um, yeah, Mr. Positive, I love you, brother. Thank you for all that you do for so many people as well. It is what it is right there. What you see is what you get. Please check out Gregory right now, and check out his page. You could hear him on all the major stations. Check him out, Mr. Positive. check out his page and show him some love as always, because he shows it to everyone else, man. We love you, appreciate you for all you do, brother. Um, so yeah, man, what a great way to start this day with Annie on here and all you guys and enjoying this beautiful weather. And this whole thing was going to start just with me kind of reminiscing on little things that you know I took for granted for all this freaking time. Um, for those of you who know me and all that shit, as far as my happy places, which are obviously on here with all of you, at the gym, at church, going to visit my dad, and at the cemetery, doing the stations, Father Solanus, all those things. And but being outside, man, in nature and the sunshine, and then just enjoying the nature. And today I was out there just doing that, and all of a sudden I just leaned back against this tree, and it was just so quiet and peaceful. And I just started thinking of all the little things in life that you don't think about that that mean so much. Because as I was sitting there, man, all of a sudden I could just hear like the wind, like into the trees and the branches, just creaking in the wind. Uh, the birds chirping, the squirrels running around, just singing away themselves, man. With that, just all these little noises that you just sometimes, with this hustle and bustle of our lives, we take for granted, man, because we're so busy, with work. We're so busy with, life. And yeah, man, there's things we got to do, but we got to just really kind of slow down every now and then and just appreciate everything that we were so close to losing, everything that we were so close to never seeing again, man. And I was at the cemetery, and after visiting my dad, and like I've said many times, I always get to see him, and I always give his headstone a kiss, and then my plot is actually at the same location. So I was over there because it's right next to my uncle Gus. So I was paying my respects to my uncle, and I looked down and thinking how many times and how close I was to being there right now, and all the things that I would have missed. But then I started thinking of all the things that I did miss while I was out running wild, being this, just crazy ass, just drinking and just not caring about anything or anybody. And just next thing you know, life just goes by. And I think about my goddaughter. There's a picture of me holding this little pink bundle of joy on my Harley. She was probably a month or so old, if that. Now she's 20 some years old. I mean, just like that. And a lot of those years, well, I can't get any of them back. And a lot of them were just because of selfish choices. And so, like today, man, just that little bit of just, leaning against that damn tree, listening to the wind and the trees, listening to the birds, and then there were some kids there were some families there, and just hearing these kids running around laughing. It was just I just sat there, and all of a sudden I was just smiling my ass off. How these things in life that don't cost a thing, and it's just amazing, that all that we have right in front of us, all that I've had for so long, and just took it for granted, but not anymore. Like Annie, and like Katie, and Don, and Danny, all of us, man. The things that we do. Um, there's Lori. I miss you, Lori. Lori, you missed the big intro here. When I first came on, I got a big surprise, and I'm not going to keep going back and forth, but there's a very special person on here, and it's right here, Lori. This is Annie Lee, and you're going to be hearing her story. She's going to be coming on. Annie Lee is the original My Fight Our War before there was My Fight Our War. And that will all be explained when she's on, but she has an incredible story. And Let's just say thank you. Take it one day at a time, trusting the process, working the program will get you results. And how come OG? Oh, what? I'm not good enough? You need OG? OG is, last I heard, OG is at home and taking care of her dog baby and putting, last I heard, actually, OG's putting Christmas stuff away. So that's what OG's doing. Me, I'm just sitting here chit chatting with you guys and getting my schedule ready for Friday because we are flying out. Oh, this coming Friday, we're off to New York to our studio there and lining up some shows and getting ready for that. So, which basically means, OG's got to do all that shit. Hey, when it comes to scheduling and all that, I've been putting time out. I cannot do any scheduling because I've got a bad habit of just going, yep, yep, okay, yes. So when people call and say, "Hey, listen, man, I'd really love for you to be on the show. Will you do it? Come on as a guest on their show." Of course, I will. Okay, well, there's an event going on. We'd like you to come to this event. Will you be there? Yes, I will. So I call OG and I said, "Hey, listen, just so you know, on this date, this date, this date, I just said that I would do this, this, and this." And she's like, "Okay, well, just so you know, on this date, you're already booked because we got guests coming on the show. On this date, you've got two other things happening at the same time. And on this date, we're going to be in the air flying to New York." So I was officially taken off of all scheduling privileges, but that's okay. That just gives me more time to hang out with you guys, which brings us back to Jacqueline and everybody who is going to be with Lori in Athens, Alabama when we are there. Lori, you got some updates or anything you want to chit chat about as far as your incredible event that's going to be going on in June? As Jacqueline pointed out, June 7th, we're going to be all meeting there, having a great time for, I don't know how many years this is exactly that Lori has been doing this event, but she has been tearing it up in Athens, Alabama for, God, I don't even want to say because I know I'm going to get it wrong. For some reason, I want to say 13 years, but I probably have that wrong as well. But Lori's been doing it a long time. And, the work that goes into what she's doing is just amazing. Besides, she's got the location of this big ass park that she had to make sure she gets the location. And then after that, man, the vendors, the chairs, tables, concessions, and then, oh yeah, entertainment. So then all of these other things, I think the event was 7 or 8 years. Um, well, let's see, Lori, you've been called out here. We need some info from you if you're still there. Um, so I've never done actually organized anything like that. As you can see, I'm not allowed to even organize my own schedule for having guests come on or me being a guest on other shows. Um, but I know she's been doing it a long time. And we're also, besides that, with Lori and with My Fight or War, of course, you guys know what happens on Wednesday night, and that is Music and Mayhem with my brother Skylar Ray. And we've been doing things have been booming. We have been getting so busy. And when we say that, believe me, we're not complaining. Because I know one time we were both on and he was in the studio, him and Kayla, and I don't know who they were collaborating with, if it was King Handsome or or maybe it was just, I don't know, but they were working all, trying to get the song. They were dropping a new song, they were dropping a new video, plus they were collaborating with someone else. And at that time, I was just getting things going in New York with our studio there. So we were lining up shows there, shows here in Detroit, guests here, guests there, all these things. And I remember we were doing a show and we were both kind of just giving our schedules and going back and forth. And we were both like, damn. And it was like, then it was like, man, trust me, we are not complaining because the last thing in the world we'd want to be doing is saying, man, we really don't have much going on at all. I mean, that would be the worst thing to happen. So being busy means we're doing something right. And we definitely appreciate that. And that's for damn sure. And to everybody who has come on this show, um, thank you. Thank you so much because you're making it what it is. If it wasn't for you guys, there would not be My Fighter Award. Without you guys and the fans of Skylar Ray, there would be no Skylar Ray. And, it does not go unnoticed. That is for damn sure. Um, so just, like I said, I tell you, man, it really this is this is the first time I've really been this flustered, and it's because of my girl Annie there, and it's just so great just to see you on here, and it's just so great to go back down that memory lane, and man, how time flies! It's just unbelievable. This really is. What do we got? And it takes a lot of work. Oh yeah, yeah, it definitely does. I'll sit there, Jacqueline, talking to Lori, and the thing is now she has gotten to the point where she does so much for so many people. When you're lining up these events and stuff like that, you're reaching out to a lot of these entertainers. um, when you're dealing with people like Skylar Ray and King Handsome and Kalichi and Benjamin Lerner and Matt Keegan, and all these entertainers, man, they are in high demand, and they're a lot of them are touring. A lot of them have other speaking engagements, so their schedules just get jammed. And I am extremely fortunate to be part of that circle now where I'm doing these events with Skylar. I'm doing events with King Handsome, and we're all going to be in Connecticut. It's going to be myself and Skylar and Kayla, King Handsome, Benjamin Lerner, possibly Matt Keegan. Uh, we're all going to be in Connecticut at the end of August doing an event together, and it is just such a blessing to be able to do this stuff. And just the work that goes into this is just unbelievable. I mean, I remember when we first started talking with Lori about her event in Athens, Alabama. I mean, this was shit. I think it was before Christmas. I can't remember exactly when, but it was quite a while ago when she told us about her event. And because I remember her saying it's not until the summertime. So it was that long ago. And she said, I'd really want you to be there if you could as a guest speaker. And here, I mean, as time flies and as we got closer as friends and family, not only have I been blessed and honored to be a guest speaker at her event, I am being raffled off. I feel sorry for whoever wins the raffle. But for those of you who really know me as well, know when it comes to food, man, it's like ask Manny if you say something about food, he'll do it. I mean, she started talking about Dub's Burgers and these barbecues and everything and all of this stuff, all the damn food. I'm like, you had me at food. And we were talking about meeting a lot of different people when you go to these events, and they can get so hectic where, like, for Jacqueline and all the other people who are going to be attending the event, we get to talk so much during these shows, during these lives just like this. Is even though we've never met in person, I mean, we're family. And just to be able to appreciate the opportunity to do this, I love it. But to have the opportunity to meet in person is such a blessing. But these events are so busy because your schedule is like kind of made for you. Um, Lori informed me that I'm going to be. I think she said I'm leading off as far as the first speaker. So at this time, we got to be there for that. Then after that, there's different things that we're scheduled to do. So even though we're there meeting all of these other people, and you got the people who have come to the event, so you're just getting pulled in a lot of directions, but at the same time, Jacqueline's going to be there, and I think Tyler and whoever else is going to the event as well. You know, we're going to be meeting each other, and you want to spend as much time as you can. So Lori was, I thought she was joking around, and she wasn't. I remember we were talking one time about the people that are coming to her event, and she said a lot of the My Fight Our War family people are coming, and I'm very blessed because she said that My Fight Our War was making a big impact in Athens, Alabama, and that our name and our mission was really starting to make some headway. And we were talking one day, and she said that there were a lot of people there that wanted to meet me, and I was like, I'd love to. Are you kidding? So what we have set up is a meet and greet, and we are going to get there, and I'm not even sure how it's going to be set up, but Lori's got that taken care of as well, where we're all going to be sitting at tables, and we're going to be able to sit there and talk to people and have pictures taken and just spend some nice quality time together, which I'm really, really looking forward to. And it's just going to be something that's going to really mean a lot to me, just to have that interaction with you guys. What do we got here? I never had a dream because I never wanted to live. Now my dream is to meet you someday before. That's going to happen. You know what? That's definitely going to happen. We Annie, you're going to get me again. Um, you know, when we get together at these events, I've always said that our words mean so much. Our words can be so powerful. And our words could be so hurtful, as we all know. We've all, during some rough times in our lives, during active addiction, we've all said some terrible things to people that we really love and care about. And now looking back at it, just like me, I look back at it now, the things that I said to people that I care about was like, how in the hell could I say those things? And these are that I've had many people when I was with, as a police officer, man, domestic abuse. When you get into domestic abuse, it's not just physical, it's verbal as well. And I remember many times hearing people say that people, you know, with verbal abuse. I was talking to this one girl, and she said she had both. She was involved in a situation where she was physically and verbally abused. And she goes, you know what, Manny? She goes, I preferred the verbal or the physical abuse. She goes, because the scars healed. The verbal abuse will never go away. And I was like, whoa. I mean, it just unbelievable. Let's switch gears here a little bit. We got John Ross. Today is my birthday. I'm 36 years old today. John Ross, happy birthday from all of us at My Fight Our War, brother. Um, and you got a happy birthday from our one and only, our lovely Annie Lee. The emotional is a lot harder. Yeah, I tell you, I've had a lot of encounters with people dealing with domestic abuse, physical and verbal, and I hear that all the time. And both are horrific for sure. But I'll still never forget that one lady. And I still never forget the condition that she was in. It was a call that me and my partner went to, and I was working for Detroit. And we got to the house, and her eye was so badly, he hit her so hard. Her eye swelled straight out like this. Her eyebrow was so far forward that her eyebrow was drooped down over. It was hanging down to the bottom of her lid, her lower eyelid. That's how much swelling was in her eye from being pummeled by this piece of shit. And so we were out looking for him, and um, we finally were able to get a hold of him. And that was a woman who told me that the condition she was in that we saw that the verbal was worse than the physical. So, anyways, back to John. Happy birthday, John! And you got another happy birthday from from Annie, and you got a happy birthday from Jacqueline. And let's see, um, yeah, Jacqueline, you would know. And that's because I still remember the one time we were sitting there doing a live, and all of a sudden Jacqueline informed us that she had to go because she was cooking dinner. And I believe it was shrimp gumbo. And I was just in the middle of doing my thing. And she was leaving her post, and I was talking. I don't even know. I think I might have had a guest on. I don't even know. I just happened to look over to the right, and I saw Jacqueline say something about dinner, chicken gumbo, or whatever it was, or shrimp. And it was like, came to a screeching halt. And ever since then, Jacqueline knows that that's, yeah, you got me at food. And again, as far as Lori, actually, got this raffle together, because I did tell her how I wanted to meet as many people as possible when I got to Athens, Alabama, and which I thought she was joking, and found out she wasn't. Is she actually, because she said, we're going to raffle you off, and whoever wins the raffle gets to have lunch, with you and just hang out. And I was like, yeah, well, I jokingly said, you had me at food. So, well, the sun's coming right in. Um, ah, oh, well, it's going to get me. It's going to get me. But so here I thought she was kidding at first. And then she informed me that they've sold 140 tickets. And to which I laughed and said, bullshit, you bought 140 tickets. So, let's see. See, there it was, Jacqueline, seafood gumbo. And what do we got, Danny? Me and Katie are about to take Dominic to get his hair cut. Yes, the mullet lives. I had a mullet once, many, many moons ago, and God bless the mullet. See, I had it back in the 80s when playing hockey. We all had to have them back then. It was hockey hair. So you get that, start rocking that mullet. You go, Dominic. And let's see what else we got going on here. Probably going to be going on later again this evening with OG after she puts her Christmas stuff away. I don't know what the hell I'm laughing at. I still got the tree or the box for the Christmas trees at the foot of my bed. They live in an apartment, not a whole lot of room. That's a very good place to throw it, right? Oh shit! I'm kind of pissed because I can't find a stack of papers with, and you guys know what I'm looking for. Whenever it gets a little bit, oh, let's see, is this it? Nope, that's not it. Well, you guys are lucky because I was looking for my silly dad jokes, but I don't happen to see them. So I'll get a hold of OG later, and she must be sleeping now because she hasn't popped on yet. Oh yeah, what's it say? Hold on a second. Yes, it does. I'll post pictures to my fighter. Yes, 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 yes. We got to get the mullet going, man. That was one badass hairdo. Annie Lee, I'm good for 100. Um, and um, the tickets are for an event that are going to be from Lori in Athens, Alabama in June 7th and 8th, or 6th, 7th, and 8th, or 7th, 8th, and 9th. I don't, OG's not here to tell me what the dates are, but Jacqueline is. Um, are you close to Alabama? I'm coming from Mississippi. Um, Annie, it's because of a event that they're having in Athens, Alabama. And whoever gets that raffle gets me and my appetite. From what I hear, we're having a Dubs burger or barbecue or whatever it is. I don't, I'm just really looking forward to meeting everybody. I'm looking forward, Jacqueline and Tyler and whoever can make it to Athens, Alabama. It would mean so much just to be able to sit in person and talk to you guys. I mean, that would be the best. And not only from there, but we are going to be getting together with myself, as I was just saying, Skylar Ray, Kayla, Benjamin Lerner, possibly Matt Keegan, King Handsome. We are all going to be in Connecticut together for the same event, and that's going to be in August. August. Skylar and Kayla are flying in, I believe, the 24th of August. I know we're flying in, I think it's the 26th of August, and we've got studio time where we're doing shows at the studio, and me and Skylar are going to be doing a couple shows for My Fight Our War. Plus, since we're there in the studio, we're going to actually do in-person music and mayhem shows. And get this, just when I thought my life wouldn't get any better, yours truly here is going to be in a music video. That's right. There is above our studio in New York, there's two studios in Connecticut that we go to every 6 weeks. And that's where our guests come and we do in person shows there. Upstairs above us, they actually made a identical replica of a jail cell. I've got a couple pictures of me in it on my page. So if you go through there, you might be able to see it. Um, but as soon as I said that, Skylar's like, that'd be great for a music video. And so I was like, there it is. We're going to be there. We could shoot it. And he goes, well, since we're going to be there, you're going to be in it. So I get to be in um, my very first music video. And hold on here. Let's see. Wow. Would love to make that one dream come true. All are truly amazing. You guys are all you guys are all so freaking amazing. You have no idea. I mean, what you guys mean to me and all of us as a collective, as a family, is just amazing. I'm in northern Michigan, but we'll fly there to see my Fight Our War family. Annie, I tell you what, it would be such an honor to have you at that event. Um, how fitting it would be to have you there as I go up on that stage to give my testimony about how this all started, how this big guy behind me became from this on January the 8th. This is the actual paper um, that I drew to start My Fight Our War. Never knowing how to do any of this shit. And I know you guys probably getting tired of hearing this story, but um, this is how it all began. You know, just wrote this down, My Fight Our War. Next thing you know, there's a logo. Next thing you know, there's a backdrop, a studio, a show, and now an event. And this light's going to be getting me. I'm going to see how can I. Aha! Shoot. It's going to chase me around. But you know what? That's okay. But it would be so cool to have you there along with Jacqueline and everyone else. And we could get definitely, man, be lots of hugs, lots of pictures, lots of loving. Is there going to be a, you know what, Danny? For those of you who are wondering, there is going to be a few things going on that actually Lori just that was telling us about. I can't remember the names of who it's going to be, but they're doing basically like a documentary. I thought she said on Netflix, but they're going around and they're having people come in and they're telling their stories, um, and they're putting this together as like a documentary. And I know that Lori talked to somebody, and I don't know how that's going to go, but I know one thing is we're going to be going live. We're going to be doing stuff there the whole time while we're there. You know, throughout the 3 days or whatever it is that we're there, we're going to be doing lives and interviews, everything. So it's going to be a riot. And but back to our family. just the thought of, you guys being there would be just so amazing. And if it's not Athens, Alabama, we're going to be in Connecticut. We're going to be in Vancouver, Washington. We're going to be in Oregon. And that's just the beginning. This is all just taking place. And Clean Slate will be there, and they're usually live as well on their shows. Yes. And actually, who was it that I just, me and Skylar Ray were talking about doing some stuff as well. So there's so much stuff in the works, and it's just like right now, everything's happened so fast. It's like everything's like kind of what we're doing is like throwing everything against the wall and see what sticks and go from there. But it's going to be one amazing event. The entertainment, as you see, is going to be incredible. I am waiting to hear back from Joe Nestor. We connected because of one of our guest who was on, Michael. Damn it! His name. I actually had it written down because Otto Shevit. Otto. Well, Michael was on as a guest and was telling his incredible story of you know a very dark time which turned into a very amazing time, and that was because of Joe Nestor and some of his music and his songs. So one thing led to another, and next thing you know, me and Joe Nestor are now in conversations about having him on the show and meeting as well. So you never know, Jacqueline. I With his schedule right now and his touring, he's pretty busy. I We did contact, or we were in contact. I think it was a week or so ago about lining him up to come on the show, and we're gonna try to work some stuff out as well. So, of course, as soon as we do that, I'll. I almost said as soon as we do that, but then someone would said, "Manny, you just said doo doo." Hey, come on, man, it's me. But we're gonna get that going, and once we do figure it out, of course, I will post it, let you know. Um, but yeah, we're gonna be coming on later on tonight, probably around 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm guessing. Who knows? Because being me and time and being prompt and all that just doesn't go together. So it'll be 7-ish, 8-ish. Well, everyone loves Joe Nestor. He is pretty freaking awesome. And the story with Michael was incredible. I'll just give a real quick recap on what happened. He was one of our guests, Michael, and he was in a really bad way. He was basically in still seven-ish, yes. Michael was in a real bad way. He was in a crack house, man, just wired for days and days. As he said, just curled up in a ball, just passing out, waking up just so he could shoot up again, just to pass out, just to repeat for days on end. And he said he was laying there in a ball, like just shaking. And he had his phone on the table. And I think he said it was charging or something like that. And he said all of a sudden he heard this noise. And what happened was somehow his phone fell off the table. And when it hit, it started to play a song, and which maybe hit a button for his Bluetooth or whatever it was, but regardless, it started to play, and it was a Joe Nestor song. I cannot remember which song it was, but the thing is, he didn't even know who Joe Nestor was. He'd never heard of the song before. It wasn't on his playlist, and here this song is playing. And he heard the song as he was laying there curled up in this ball, shaking like a leaf, and then grabbed his phone, trying to figure out what was going on, saw who it was, and he replayed that song over and over and over. And needless to say, he is a huge fan of Joe Nestor. Well, that got to Lori, and that's just the chain of events and how this whole thing works, man. You know what, Jacqueline? God's timing, God's will. Yeah, I remember sitting here thinking, I wanted to do so much. I wanted so many things to happen. And I was pushing so hard with My Fight Our War. I wanted to do these shows, but I wanted to do more shows. I wanted to get these guests, but I wanted all these other guests. I just wanted more and more to make it better, to help more people. And I remember getting very frustrated. And things started getting better. Things started, really started to blow up. Next thing you know, I got again. I can't thank Ian Bick enough, our producer Matt Cronin in New York and in Connecticut, for their help, and for all the other guys who have helped me out when I first started. And it was just one of those things where it was it didn't matter what I wanted, because it's not what I want and when I want it. It's God's will and God's time, as we know. And sure as shit, man, as soon as I, just chilled, took a step back and just let go. Well, just like that saying, man, let go, let God. That's what I did. And next thing you know, things just started falling into place. I mean, this happened, then our studio in New York happened. And then all of a sudden I reached out to Skylar Ray just to be a guest on the show. Then the next thing you know, me and him just hit it off. And now we've got our own show that we're doing together. So all these things that just happened because, as Jacqueline said, because it's meant to happen. So just like all of you in here, it's a true blessing and an honor to be part of this family. It's an honor to sit there and see my amazing Annie Lee. And Annie, I'm going to be hitting you up because I'm pretty sure you got my number. You might have my old number. It's been a while, but we're going to connect this when we get off here, and we're going to set you up. I'm leaving for New York this coming Friday. I would love to have you on before I leave. So I'm going to try to get a hold of you as soon as I'm done with this. So be ready for me. And let's see. I got to go heading to the. Okay. Well, love you, brother. And I tell you what, don't forget, we need pictures of that mullet. We need pictures. Yepper sure do. It's all right. All right, Annie. Well, we're going to be talking in a few minutes. And for everyone else, you know what? Who knows? We might be doing some tonight with Annie. You never know. All right. Well, listen, I love you guys. Thank you for being part of this amazing family. Thank you for your love, your support, your understanding. Thank you for the kick in the ass when needed, and more than anything, thank you for being there for all of us. Thank you for being there and supporting, yeah, and not judging and not bullying and not looking down on anybody, not judging anybody. Because this is who we are. We're My Fight Our War, and we're one hell of a family. So we will be chit chatting soon. And Annie, I will be talking to you shortly. I love you guys. Keep fighting a good fight. And we will be talking to you, and we will be seeing you soon, probably within the next couple hours. Love you.